So if you are going to start advertising for your accounting firm, of course you need to pick a budget. And you're probably watching this video because you don't really know what type of budget you should use with your advertising campaigns. So first of all, why should you take my advice and run with it? I am the owner of Accounting Kings. My name is Daan, Drogtrop, painfully Dutch name. And in the last 5 years, we have worked with about 100 accountants. Currently, we are helping 50 accountants in the UK, Canada, mainly the US, and even one client in Australia. And the system works really well. I have a lot of data and I've tested a lot of things for accountants already, and I'm creating these videos just to talk about what works for them so as you can implement this for yourself. So let's dive right in. What type of budget do you actually need to make those advertising campaigns profitable? And it's actually not that straightforward as you think with budgeting. There's not one budget that will for sure work and another budget will not work. The reason for this is because you need to realize that advertising, even if you are doing like magazines or flyers, but especially with digital advertising, it's all about gathering data and making new iterations based on the data that you have. So it's not about I need to spend $1,000 to actually make a campaign. It's actually more about how long are you going to take to spend an X amount of money. So I was talking to an accountant the other day where she was saying that I only have $500, so that advertising campaign will never work. And that's not really true. And it was $500 per month, by the way. That actually is not entirely true. So you can make your advertising campaigns work with $500 per month, but you got to realize that it's going to take longer to actually gather the data and make iterations. So as a rule of thumb, we always say you need about $3,000 to have a really reliable and predictable campaign. That is just simply booking appointments in your calendar with prospects that you actually want to work with. Probably business owners that are outsourcing the tax and accounting, pay you on a monthly basis. The reason why I've just $500 as like a budget is not necessarily budgetable feel is because as long as you are going to spend about $3,000, you will find and create a system that works. If you, however, don't spend $500 per month, it will probably take you 6 months to get there. And if you are going to spend $3,000 in your first month per month, then you probably already get results after a month worth of advertising. So that's kind of like how you need to think about budgeting for your advertising campaign. It's not really looking at how much money can I spend per month. It's more about how long will it take me to actually spend about $3,000 to actually create this campaign. And the reason why I'm saying $3,000, by the way, is because that's what we have found guarantees success for our clients. And you also got to remember that we already have a system in place with lead nurturing, follow-ups, and warming up the leads in the best way. So you need to have those systems in place too, but that's what we have found in worst case scenario we need to actually make those campaigns profitable. And in terms of gathering data and making iterations, if you are doing digital advertising on search platforms, we typically make iterations to if you are using Google, for example, every 200 impressions on either a keyword or an ad, we can make a new iteration. And I'm going to make another video about when to decide what you are going to focus on, but that's not about this video because it will take way too long. And every 200 impressions you are going to decide, okay, well, am I going to make a different ad? Am I going to make different keywords, etc., etc. If you are using Facebook or LinkedIn, you will get a couple more impressions per day, so you can easily double or triple that number in terms of impressions. And so that's something that I want to set like clearly. It's not about the advertising budget, it's the expectations of how long you have to actually create this working campaign for your firm. Another thing that you actually need to remember is that if you are selling very high revenue services, very profitable services for you in the long term, for example, fractional CFO services, you will need a bigger budget because simply those CFO services, if you are doing a cost per click campaign on Bing or Google, cost per clicks for those type of keywords can be $50 to $100. However, if you are running a simple tax preparation campaign for individuals, it's easier to make those ads profitable. So the $3,000 is kind of a rule of thumb, but it is kind of like a goal that you and an expectation that you need to keep in mind. And again, if you have lower budget, I still advise you to start advertising, because if you're not going to start, you're never ever going to create a working campaign. So maybe you clicked on this video to actually get an answer where you say, okay, well, I need to have at least X amount per month to make this work, but it's not that straightforward. It's more, again, about gathering the data, making iterations, and then just optimizing the campaign time over time. And I actually did a lot of research on this because I need to tweak things in my offer that I was offering to the accounting firms, simply because I also needed to set the right expectations to them. And I was comparing a lot of data worth about 100 accounting firms, and that's what we have seen. About 3 months is kind of like worst case scenario that you need to actually make those ads profitable in a way where you can consistently say, okay, well, this week we are generating 2 meetings with qualified potential clients. And you can kind of compare it with studying to be an accountant or a CPA, for example. Some people, they can become an accountant in 3 years and others in 9 years. Thing is that the person that is doing it in 3 years maybe is studying 4 hours per day, and the person that's doing it in 9 years is only studying 1 hour per day. So it's more about the inputs that you do, and then if time overlaps, at some point you will have a working marketing campaign. So this is quite a short video because it's a very straightforward answer, and I think it will be very helpful for everybody. So yeah, make sure to keep in mind, it simply takes time. If you have a little budget, still start advertising, because the data is so important to actually build a system, a reliable system that you can have in your firm. And you got to remember also that if you have a system in your business that is constantly generating new revenue, the value of the firm also increases. So let's say that you want to sell the firm in the future, it will pay off double and triple. So that's the video for now. If you liked the video and you want to see more tips, tricks, videos about growing accounting firms, leave a like so that the algorithm of Google knows that you are interested in this video. Subscribe to see what the metrics are, how to actually improve the metrics of every marketing campaign, and leave a comment if you have very specific questions and I will make a video about it. So again, thanks so much for watching. If you are an accounting firm owner, you don't really have the time or the expertise to build your own working marketing campaigns. Maybe you don't like to do all the sales and marketing stuff. There's a link in the description that you can click on to see how I can help you. But yeah, again, that's everything for this video. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one.